Hi, I wanted to make a video about this 9mm clone of the M1 Carbine by Chiappa of Italy. You can find several reviews of this firearm on the YouTube. Instead of just stating my subjective opinions or telling whether I like this gun or not, I thought it could be interesting to compare it to the real thing, the M1 Carbine. One obvious difference, of course, is that while the M1 is a sophisticated and complicated gas-operated rotating bolt weapon, the Chiappa clone has a primitive and rather brutal blowback mechanism. Consequently, the bolt is very heavy and the recoil spring really stiff. It takes a lot of force to operate the mechanism. Considering all this, I do think that Chiappa has done a fairly good job in imitating the original. The imitation goes beyond superficial similarity. For example, the barrel action trigger assembly connects to and detaches from the stock exactly as in the original. First, you unscrew the barrel band. There is a nut on the other side, watch out for that. You press this spring-loaded metal hook down and pull the band out of the way. Which allows you to separate the upper handguard. It works the same with the M1. The screw is captive, which is a good idea. When it's loose enough, it stops turning. The only difference in the procedure is that with the Chiappa you must first disassemble the magazine release and magazine catch to get them out of the way. Then you just raise the assembly from the stock and pull it free. As with the M1. The two stocks are not merely similar, they are identical, also inside. You can actually take an M1 Carbine and drop it into a Chiappa stock without any modification. This does not work the other way around, though. The Chiappa stock has an additional cutting on the left to accommodate the different operating slide. You don't have that cutting in the M1 stock. As said, the operating mechanisms are completely different. Still, the internal parts look superficially remarkably similar. This huge solid block, which is part of the operating slide, is of course there only to give mass to the bolt. In the M1, the corresponding block is hollow and part of the gas operation. It houses the gas piston. The M1 action can be field stripped without tools, as may be expected from a military firearm. The recoil spring guide rod detaches by pulling it out. In the Chiappa, we find the rod in the same place, but it is fixed and doesn't move. In the M1, the trigger assembly is removed by pushing this pin out. Again, the Chiappa does have a similar pin in the same place, but the trigger group doesn't move. In the M1, the slide can be easily derailed, which allows you to wiggle out the bolt. In the Chiappa, the bolt is a fixed part of the massive operating slide. I have no idea how to detach the slide from the receiver. The instruction manual simply states that you should not disassemble the gun further than this. The PEEP rear sight of the M1 is adjustable for windage and elevation, and the same is true of the Chiappa. The difference is that in the Chiappa, the sight is mounted on a rail and can be removed and replaced with optics, if you really want to. Somebody complained on the YouTube that the Chiappa does not have a bolt hold open feature. Well, mine does. It has a plunger in exactly the same place as the original. It is possible this feature was absent from earlier production. I imagine it is quite impossible to clean the gun without a bolt stop. One thing I really do not appreciate or understand in the Chiappa carbine is the magazine. Instead of having a purpose-made magazine that mimics the original, it uses Beretta 92 pistol magazines. The only reason why anyone should want to own this carbine is that it looks like the M1, which is a cool weapon. This magazine not only is very ugly, it also destroys the resemblance. So that's all for now. In the next video I will take the Chiappa carbine to the shooting range and see what it can do, or what I can do with it.